Yo guys, One Piece chapter 1184 is out, so let's go over it. The title of the chapter is All Become Just Bones in Death. In the cover request, we see the reader request where we see a Brook is surrounded by jellyfish and he is getting electrocuted. And what's interesting in this cover reader request is that the jellyfish that are like electrocuting Brook has like eyes like emu, like this is insane. Like this probably is a subtle detail about what's about to happen in the Brook Gunko flashback, as end of last chapter we saw the Brook and Gunko flashback starting, and now in this chapter is a continuation of Brook and Gunko flashback. So this cover request is from Oda is really like he knows what he's doing, guys. So this is gonna be really important going forward. So it's good. Just keep an eye on that. Oda is already building the connection between Brook and Emu. Like they probably met each other during Asperia, like because some crazy stuff is about to happen, and we'll find out as we go on with the chapter and the Brook flashback. So yeah, this cover request is very like a really interesting detail from Oda. It's cool, bro. You love to see these cover stories, like cover requests when Oda like drops his little hints. Like, bro, this is cool. And remember also, I think it was last year, at the end of last year, when Oda also posted some photos about Brook being surrounded by Emu plushie and a guitar being surrounded by Emu plushie and two skeletons like Brook are like surrounded by Emu plushie. So maybe Oda is hinting something between Brook and Emu, and there has to be some sort of connection beforehand, like they have something going on and they might have some parallel similarities, so this is crazy. And yeah, without further ado, let's go over the chapter. The chapter starts up where we are like time skip 7 years forward, because here we see the Princess Shuri is like age 14 now. And at the end of the last chapter we saw the Princess Shuri, like Gonko, was 7 years old and Brook was 20. So by this time Brook is 27, and we see that Princess Shuri is like very famous, has become very famous for her beauty, and she is getting a lot of offers from other princesses from other kingdoms, and she has become really strong as well. And many people are trying to, like other princes from the other kingdoms are trying to like marry her, and Princess Shuri like rejects every one of them and saying that weak men don't interest me, neither do men who can't play music. So yeah, guys, you can see the Brook connection, like why like she is so obsessed with Brook. Like this is crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And we see Kingdom of Asperia, Princess Shuri age 14, a title card, and then we see that Brook is talking. Brook age 27. Bro, this is cool, man. Like you can see the difference between the age, age 20 Brook and age 27 Brook. Like Oda is so smart at like these little like subtle details. I love this, And this panel is very similar to the last chapter's panel where we saw like Princess Shuri 7 years old, but here Princess Shuri is 14 years old, so you can see her grown up. And yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, she looks good, bro. Like as every One Piece girl, I saw some complaints about she being looking very much like Nami. I get that, but bro, like she's peak, bro. Gonko top 1 fave girl for me. Like I love her Gonko is so peak, guys. Like I love her character, so much, and the outfit, the character, the way she talks, and the anime trailer as well. I don't know if you guys have seen that God's Nice trailer in the One Piece anime, bro. Her voice actor, oh my god, they nailed with the voice selection. So watch out for Gonko gas for the anime only fans. This is gonna be insane. And here we see we see Brook and Gonko having a conversation. Brook says, Princess Shuri, they say you crushed those princesses, and Princess Shuri says, bro, this dialogue between Brook and Gonko made me feel a bit awkward, bro. I don't know what Oda's cooking, bro, but yeah, man, we're gonna let it slide until he ends One Piece, like we know how it goes with Oda. 14 years old and Brook is 27, by the way, so yeah, you know what's going on. Gonko says, that's right, strong women are your type, aren't they, Brook? See, I've gone strong and prettier too. And you can see like Princess Shuri like showing a heart sign towards Brook. And Brook says, indeed. Then, bro, this line from Gonko, Princess Shuri is crazy. Think my chest will go Boeing someday too? And Brook says, don't say things like that. Jeez, you're acting like my dad. And then, right at that moment, Brook like goes on towards other ladies and says, oh, lovely lady, would you let me see your panties? That famous line, bro. Like, maybe this is the first time Brook used this line. Like, this is crazy, guys. And then Gonko knocks Princess Shuri knocks Brook's head from behind to like remind him, take your own advice. So this is crazy, guys. Like Brook 1 second is saying that is so unladylike after Gonko said that one day my chest will also like grow up, like Yeah, she is saying her BBs will also grow up, someday. And Brooke tells Gonko to stop saying things like that. And at that very moment, the moment Brooke says that, he does the exact opposite of it and is like asking other ladies on the streets to show their peepees. Like, this is crazy, guys. This is hilarious. And bro, like, Oda be tweaking, bro, like with these like underage girls. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna say this. And yeah, thank God we just done with that part. And then this is a really cool panel, guys. Like, we then cut away to a few moments later, and we see that Brooke and Gonka are sitting, and Brooke is like playing the guitar and singing, and Gonka is listening to his music. Like, you can see the bond between these two, man. I really hope, like, at the end of this flashback, it's gonna be a tragic ending. But as we know, in the present day Elba, bro, I really hope they get a happy ending. Like, I really do. And we see like Brooke singing a song. Cows and frogs, slaves and kings, all become just bones in death. Cows and frogs, slaves and kings, only bones are left at last. That's the way it ends, yeah. Yo ha. And Gonko is like having a great time hearing Brooke's music. I love your songs, Brooke. And then this panel, bro, this is very interesting. I saw many people talking about this, where we see like here we see that Brooke is sitting in one of the panels with Princess Shuri, and from a different angle we can see that Brooke is in a skeleton form. I don't know if it's a mistake from Oda's like part, like drawing, because Brooke at this point is not a skeleton. He has like flesh. He's age 27. So yeah, this is very interesting. I don't know what's going on here. So I saw many people pointing this out on like Twitter. So I just felt like bringing this out. We then see Brooke saying that even His Majesty says the same thing. You really admire my dad, don't you, Brooke? Princess Shuri says. Mom too, of course. Indeed. And Brooke then tells Princess Shuri, indeed, I owe them both a great debt. Had I not met your father, I'd already be just bones by now. And then we get a flashback to like Brooke, age 11. So this is a flashback inside another flashback. We know how it goes with Oda. We're familiar with this stuff from the God Valley incident and the Roxy Zebek and Harold, Loki stuff. So we see the Brooke, age 11, is like watching from outside a school, like other children is going to school and like a music school, I presume. And everyone is like, other children are learning music, and Brooke is like poor guy, and poor child, and he cannot like afford to like study in school, I presume. And Brooke is like watching from outside the school how other children are learning music with the instruments, with violins and guitars. And then like suddenly a guard like sees Brooke, and he like starts chasing him, and we see the other other parents are also like, they hate Brooke, like that you're scaring the students, like they all like have discrimination against Brooke. And we then see in the dump yard, this is very similar to the Goa Kingdom's Great Terminal, like we then see Brooks singing with he made a guitar and a violin with his own like junks and all the trash garbages, and he's like singing, and we see, to blame the rotten, someday we'll make real music, wait and see. Dad and mom and little bro too, hungry belly chew chew. Why the hell am I living through? Warty frogs go chomp chomp too. Kings to blame, the forgot rotten king. Bro, this is interesting. So we see that Brooke like talking about his family in the music, and he says dad and mom and little bro too. Little bro, guys, who is this little bro? Like, are we like missing something? Is this guy gonna be really important? I don't know. Like, I saw some theories saying that it could be Roxy Zebek. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just saying this out. Like, it could be Brooke, could be a Davy clan member, guys. Like the way his hair is drawn, the way he looks, bro. This Brooke, 11-year-old Brooke, looks very similar to like what we saw in Blackbird and God Valley. Like they have some similarities. You can see if you go back to the God Valley chapters. And here we see, and then we see like Prince Reuben like coming to Brooke, and this is their first meeting, I think. And Prince Reuben says, "Man, what a terrible lyrics! Did you write that yourself?" And that thing, it's a violin. And Brooke then says, I made it myself using bottles and metal wire, bro. This is insane. Like, Brooke had that like passion for music from such a young age that he would even go far as to make like his own violin from like bottles and metal wire. Pretty gay tone, don't you think? And then Prince Rowan says, yeah, it's got a nice free spirit to it. And then we see that Brooke and Prince Rowan slowly like building up, like at this point Brooke doesn't know Prince Rowan is actually a prince of Hesperia, and we then see like Brooke cooking up food, a frog stew with grasshopper and frog legs, and they're having a great time, Prince Rowan and Brooke. And we see like Brooke saying that he used a curry powder which he nicked from marine boats whenever they would show up. And this is going to be really important in the upcoming panels, you know. And like Brooke used a curry powder which he stole from the marines to like cook up this meal, and it's like disgusting, guys. Like you can see, bro. Like how would they eat this? Bro? I don't know. Like it's One Piece, guys. I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. And we see Brooke sharing food with Prince Rowan, and they're having a great time with each other. And and Brooke then says, "Add this and everything tastes like curry," and kinda defeats the point of calling it secret. Yo ho ho. And Prince Rowan is like having after Brooke gives him the meal with frog and grasshopper. Prince Rowan is like having a thought with himself about how lavishingly his life is. You know, like how privileged he is, and how everyone is like always he's always so he's not used to like this sort of food, you know, like he was always in a luxury treatment. And today's soup is made with seafood freshly caught off the Euro Peninsula coast. The dollar abalone was cooked down with red wine, served with premium as ruby beef. Prince, allow me to introduce the heiress of the Sourceful Industrial Group, the young lady who graduated top of the class from Inoa Academy. So you can see like Prince Rowan like contemplating about his luxurious life and how Brooke is like living here, and Brooke sharing food with him. And Brooke then asks Prince Rowan like, "What's wrong? You so happy you're tearing up? Huh? Oh well, this is a superior to it. It's just that I'm a little tired, but I'm thankful for this." Prince Rowan then starts eating the frog, and you can tell that I feel like he is disgusting, but he still finds you know, like Brooke's commitment and like the way Brooke made it with his own heart, and with sharing with him with sharing with him made Prince Rowan happy, you know. And we then see Brooke saying, "Yo ho, delicious enough to shake your soul, right? Glad you like it. Let me sing something for you, bro." But then Brooke then says, "Whoa, forget about the cash. You don't need to pay me, bro. Life's been rough on both of us, hasn't it?" Brooke doesn't know Prince Rowan is a prince, you know, like at this point. And we then see how Prince Rowan and Brooke like slowly they started like having fun together, and they slowly became friends, you know. Like Brooke is started treating Prince Rowan like a bro, you know. And we then see, and we then got a flash forward a few, I think maybe yeah, a few days later. I think we in the Spirit Kingdom one day at Salo Port we see it's the Marines. Hurry, load the instruments on the ship. Be gentle with those. And we see that the Marines have caught a Brooke for like stealing the scurry powder, and then the Marine are saying, you're the courier punk, ain't you? Where did you hide the powder the gang had you carrying? Where is it?" So the Marines are like punishing Brooke for like stealing the curry powder, and Marines are saying, "We shelled out big money cause word has you had it. You're telling me it was just curry powder, cows and frogs?" And Brooke starts singing, you know, like this is a really painful panel. Like this is 11-year-old Brooke, and he's tied up on a chair. And this is very similar to how Luffy was getting beaten up during Great Terminal incident when he was kidnapped, you know. And we then see like, and Marines say, "We shelled out big money cause word has it you had it. You're telling me it was just curry powder, cows and frogs, slaves and kings. All becomes just bones in death. Quit singing." Like Brooke started singing when the Marines, and when he realized that there is no point in like, there is no point, he's just gonna die now, you know. The Marines are treating him so bad, like he's bleeding and he's like bruises all over his eyes. His eyes has like swollen up. And we then see for an instant the song made death feel strangely small. Soon it will all be end. Goodbye, stray dog. Goodbye, bro. Either way, he's already seen our faces. Let's finish this brat and chase the gang. All becomes just bones in death. Like as Brooke shouts out that, we see that Prince Rowan and the future Queen Candle like barge into the like factory where, or compartment where Brooke was being held by the Marines. And Brooke starts crying, "Bro!" And Prince Rowan is like furious, like, what are you doing to like Brooke?" And then Brooke is like surprised. The Marines are shouting like, "Prince Rowan, what are you doing here?" And Brooke then like is confused, like why are they calling Rowan Prince Rowan? You know, Brooke doesn't know. Like Brooke finally like realizing who Prince Rowan is. And then Prince Rowan like barges in and like hugs Brooke and says, "What a relief, Brooke. I was worried that I would do what I would do if you had died. Step back, your majesty. Let the royal escort Corvus. Don't be stupid, I'll do it myself." After what this comes back did to my friend, you think I'll stand down? I will pay them back in kind. Hey wait, that's Esperia's Royal Escort Corps. Lord Rowan, we have captured the Moron gang dealers along with the illegal drugs and their courier. The courier? Wait, this brat was actually after curry powder? And their courier. This brat was actually after curry powder? Your Majesty, don't let personal emotions guide you. The Marines are backed by the world government. The Esperia Royal Army are telling. And Prince Rowan is like taking matters into his own hands, and he's about to like fight the Marines because how they treated Brooke, And Prince Rowan says, if the government shields trash like these, then the world's truly doomed, right, Candle? And then this is a very interesting line from Candle, she says, I'm your trusted blade. Allow me to accompany you. We are Marines, damn it. Pipe down already. And then we see Prince Rowan and Queen Candle like attacking the Marines, and they're slicing apart the Marines. And then we see Brooke like saying, bro, Queen Candle's like sword attack is very similar to like Brooke's, I believe she trained Brooke, this is gonna be insane, guys, because you can see the panel, you can see the similarity between Brooke's sword attacks and Queen Candle. And we then see like Brooke like saying, watching Prince Rowan and Queen Candle slaughtering the Marines, and says, Brooke is watching that and says, man, swordsmen are cool. So yeah, this is where like Brooke slowly started to get into his liking about sword skills, how he started like using sword. Like we are seeing the rise of the Soul King. And we then see, did you hear? Lady Candle did it again. We then and the Esperia people of Esperia are like again like glazing Lady Candle, bro. I'm just gonna say, bro, guys, she's not looking good, guys. This is not the Holy Knight edge. The Holy Knight theory about Queen Candle might be on the table, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And we can see it because it's too good to be true, like the way she is moving. And Lady Candle did it again, and people of Esperia are happy about, Lady Candle is like the most famous person in Esperia, and Brooke is the second famous, and she protected the kingdom. And then we see cut away to the Esperia Palace, where we see that Brooke is getting treatment and to his injuries, and Prince Rowan is by his side, and Queen Candle is also there. And Queen Candle says, I'm not angry, exactly. Prince Rowan, please be mindful of the position you hold. And then says, alright, got it. Hey Brooke, so you were a prince all along, bro? Ha, about that. Forgive me, I never intended to lie to you. I was just having too much fun spending time with you. And more importantly, don't tell anyone about that curry powder you stole. Every time Lord Rowan disappeared, we feared the worst. And we see like Queen Candle having a conversation with Brooke and saying, but who would have thought you would be out having such a good time with your cute friend? And Queen Candle is like telling this to Brooke, and Brooke has a nosebleed. And I understand, Brooke, we get the vibe with Queen Candle, bro. Like, we are jealous as well. And yeah, we see, my apologies, I didn't know your wounds were still that severe. Forget it, don't bother. Anyway, you know what, he's my favorite musician. Prince Rowan then says, prepare a room for him in the barracks and get him real instruments. Make sure to get him enrolled to the school. Esperia's next big star is here. I freaking love this guy. From here on out, things are about to get lively around this palace. A death never forgotten. One Piece chapter 1184 end. Break next week. Guys, what a chapter, guys. I know, guys, you guys are mad. We Oda cut away from Loki and emu stuff and all the Elbaf like hype. And Oda's giving us a Brook flashback right now. But I'm gonna tell you right here, like, trust in Oda. There's a reason why he's putting this right here, and it's gonna be really important for the ongoing plot of Elbaf, like, this is gonna raise the stakes and make the arc more dramatic. The finish is gonna be, the climactic finish was gonna be more dramatic, for the Elbaf arc. And this is very important. This is gonna like come into play because we're gonna see how what actually happened on that day. Like, did Gonko actually kill like Prince Rowan, or was he possessed by Emu, which is most likely the case? And what is going on with Queen Candle, guys? Like, she's looking very suspicious. Like, when you go back to this chapter, this is like Brooke 11 years old, and last chapter we saw Brooke 20, so this is like 9 years ago, and Queen Candle looks very similar to the Queen Candle we saw last chapter, which has a 9 years difference, So guys, what do you think, guys? Queen Candle, this might be some emo stuff going on. Like, she is not aging at all, and the Holy Knight theories, but invest in them, guys. Like, I told you guys, like, something is going on with Queen Candle. And in this chapter, it like totally established that Prince Rowan is actually a good guy. And bro, the way he is drawn and the way his face is, He might be Davy clan member, guys. I'm not gonna lie, bro, guys. And maybe Queen Candle was sent by Emu. Queen Candle is probably a holy knight from the Manmar family, and she was sent to Esperia to like keep tabs on like the Davy clan members, Prince Rowan, or maybe Esperia is like very famous for music. Maybe they're already part of the world government, and Emu like wanted them to like keep them under control, so he sent one of the holy knights, Queen Candle, to Esperia to keep an eye on everyone, you know, like about every step, like. But something is gonna go wrong, and it's gonna like everything is gonna like blow out, you know, out of proportions. And I believe something similar to God Valley is about to happen in Esperia, where maybe the native hunting competition takes place here in Esperia, and everything gets destroyed. So yeah, this is Oda slowly like laying the foundation in this chapter between the relationship between Brooke and Prince Rowan. And next chapter, I presume, is gonna end on a crazy cliffhanger, you know. So yeah, watch out for that. Oda is slowly building it. I'm loving this flashback so far. I know some of you are mad about it, but trust in Oda, guys. I'm just gonna say that. So yeah, that's it gonna be for this chapter, guys. And there is a break next week, so I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.